I am with Lauren Koslow and Thaao Penghlis at Day of Days 2017. This is our annual interview. It's a big interview. So, what's going on with Andre and Kate? I'm confused. Do they like each other, love each other, or hate each other? Lauren.
Wow, that's huge. I am
Be
being,
nice.
it is it is that complicated though. Yeah, it really is because they are very complicated, as we know. People, so many layers. We were talking about this earlier. Who have both suffered a lot. Um, and they have so many layers and walls up and all of that. So, but I feel like there's always been a connection because of that. They're very pragmatic, I think, about their what started out as a partnership. But I think the more time they spend together, there's a softening. They're softening to each other.
But they're also one-upping each other, it feels like.
Well, because that's part of their DNA. That's their
right?
DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they understand that about each other, and it is all about power with both of them. So I think they could never let down their guard that way, and if they do, then there could be trouble.
All right. Love, like, hate.
Disturbed, it would be the word I would use with this relationship. But, if you have no arc, then it's very flat and people would get bored with the story. Conflict is always the thing that people love because then you're ahead of the game. Once you become complacent, once you become married and you're sitting at the dining table and you're looking at your apps and not at your wife, those are the times, these days that have. But she and I, there's always. I love the fact that I can never take her for granted. And sometimes she thinks she's taking advantage of me, but I let her know in a subtle way. But,
You get some snarky lines.
I
You
have
get
some
fun
snarky lines, funny snarky lines. I remember when she recently was upset, and I remember leaning over to her because she says, you're not going to, you don't do this, you're not going to get away with this. And I said, which wasn't in the script, but I just went right over to her and I say, whatever you say, dear. So it's the way you play the game, it's the give and take.
We were setting down the rules for the marriage, like the no sex, all of that. They were fun. They were setting their rules down, but at the same time, I think that's when you start to see that there was a spark there. Because I think that was the first time. Because when you did that too, Kate was definitely intrigued.
The expression on her face afterwards was like,
I was watching.
It's like Beatrice and Benedict, really. It's much ado about nothing. Yeah.
little transition.
Well, Kate loves her bad men because I watched a clip where you meet Clyde. And of course, instead of being like, "Oh my God, I'm with this killer," she's like, "Huh, he's kind of cute." I mean, this is her thing.
So true. I remember when I hunted him
look
down
at you
in
like,
that town. He comes in, the first bad guy, and I thought was him. Then he came in, and it was all bad man. And she did. I do. Yeah.
She does. She has this thing. I'm
know.
convinced she has some.
Oh no, she does. There's no doubt
She has a
about
big
it.
problem.
Look at Eduardo. It was really
She has a
the
big problem.
same thing. I mean, he toasted me across the bar. This guy comes in. He's a badass, and she's like, "Oh, good, okay." I know. It's not a good thing. It's not a positive.
Now we are seeing it's coming up this coming week. Theo gets shot, and Kate is really done some. The setup is not good for Kate.
The setup is not good for Kate.
Kate does bad things.
Well,
She wasn't meaning for it.
I don't think of them as bad things. I mean, she tends to do what she thinks.
He doesn't think he does bad things, does he?
For his country, she does it for her family.
country.
Her country.
For her country.
Well, it's a similar mindset. She is the thing she does. She believes she's doing for the greater good, and that would always be her family. She's a bit of a narcissist. It is good for her too, but it is for her family and the extended family. And she is impulsive about it too. So I'll do this. This is a good idea. This will get me to the next platform. What I need to do. So she does. That was her thinking with Theo. I mean, she loves Theo. They're very close. He's one of the people who are most embedded in her heart. From. But unfortunately, at this period of time, he was a necessary part of her.
Also, Will's alive, which we just found out.
Yes,
So,
wait a minute.
so,
Did you know that? Yes.
And she's Grandma Kate.
Yes, I know. All of it. There's so much.
Am I right? There's emotional-
yes, there's so much emotional that just keeps snowballing too. I mean, it's not just this month; it's going into the next month. It just it's kind of it's an avalanche. Really.
An avalanche
Yeah.
for Kate, but if you want to see Lauren, this is a good time to see
Yes,
some
it
great
is,
stuff.
it is.
How has it been now with Joe not being here, and it's been a while since his death, and carrying on the Demira mantle that you've been doing
Well,
during this time?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I think ahead. When I was with Marcy, one of the things.
Marcy Miller.
Yes, who plays Abigail. One of the things that took place when I saw her in the beginning was she asked me a question, why are you helping me? And I threw in a line that was not in the script, and that was, because you're the only family I have. So that began the transition. And then, you plant that seed that there is a heart there, because you have to find the heart of the character. Sometimes it's not always in the writing. But then with Kate, it then flowed through, because then people started to believe, oh, wait a minute. So it became softer. The character became softer. But at the same time, you have to remember who he is, that it's not always going to be someone that you take for granted. So I think because of her history and my history and the way we've come together, we have to kind of meet each other halfway. And sometimes it's dangerous when she takes advantage, and sometimes, and which she does.
What?
Yes, Kate.
What?
Yes, Kate. I suppose, it is a marriage that becomes something else, which is wonderful. And I think the stuff that's coming up and how compassionate I am towards her, which is great, because, you want to expand your character. You don't want it to be, one of those twirling things all the time.
But down deep, he's still an evil dude, is he not?
No. I don't see it that way.
That's right. That's true. I take that
You know,
back,
we all-
because we all see ourselves as what we are.
And they really do.
Right, that's true. It's a really, and they tell you that, and I know how
You
all the
told me
actors.
today, excuse me, I keep on.
I strike that. I strike that comment, because I know what you're saying.
It is really interesting because you can't play. I mean, if
Evil,
you're
you can't
if you're
play.
well, and
Yeah.
some people do, and if you're doing that, I mean, it's just
It's
a
not
dead
good,
end.
yeah.
It's a dead end because it becomes a cardboard character.
Right.
You know.
In the society we are in today, and part of it is because of who's the head of the country, everything at this time is surfacing with untruths being exposed. And so it's the same in what we play, I think. It kind of parallels it sometimes without even realizing it, that even with us, truths are coming out that weren't there before. And so, if you're going to do a serial, which we do, you have to keep, how do you keep the audience interested? And that is because you have to give them mystery. And how do you give mystery when the line may be just a flat line? It's in the way you play it. So being with an actress like Lauren, what happens is when I throw her the ball, she doesn't just hold it. There's some actors
throws
who
it
play,
back.
she throws it back, and sometimes with a vengeance. But you know what I mean? It's the give and take. And that's what I learned in the beginning in my art classes of acting, is you throw the ball, and then you expect them to throw it back. And if they don't, well, then you've got to change something.
There's lots of dodgeball going on.
Yeah, a little bit of dodgeball. A little bit of dodgeball.
All right.
I asked her to my house for dinner, and that helped smooth things out.
He'll cook for you. That's how it's
Part of the seduction.
It
It is a seduction.
All right. So we've learned how to
Who's seducing who?
Who's seducing who? All right. Lauren Koslow, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Theo, thank you.
That's it. We've waited for a whole
They're-
year for this.
The whole year for this, and we're ending.
good.
Watch them weekdays on
Yes.
Days of Our Lives on NBC. It's going to get so juicy and good. I can't wait to see it.
So
So good.